Hi, this is Jim Schneider. I'd like to welcome you to the National Birmingham Roller Club video, filmed in 1987 at the National Young Bird Show and kit lofts in the surrounding area. We'll do a few slow motion scenes like this at the end of the tape and let some people see what the birds are really flying like. And in a minute here, we'll start with the presentation of the plaques at the NBRC gathering in Louisville, Kentucky.
Presentations we want to make. Gary Severe himself had talked extensively about establishing a National Birmingham Roller Club Hall of Fame. Now, what? Speak up? Okay. What the Hall of Fame establishes is people that have contributed extensively to our sport. It's not talking about the birds; it's talking about the people. What I'd like to do is make presentations that George made for us. And then what I'd like to do is the festivities as far as what we have planned. We have a picnic planned Sunday, flying birds here today, flying birds in Orangeburg area tomorrow. I'd like for George to make our presentation. Let George read the description. Okay.
On this day, October 17th, of the year 1987, let it be known to all that Roger Baker has been inducted into the National Birmingham Roller Club Hall of Fame. Roger Baker's contribution to the sport of breeding and flying rollers are too numerous to mention them all. But of those most notable, he was a charter member of the NBRC and served as publicity director at the club's beginning. More important than these, Roger has been a big supporter of the fancy with many articles published in Roller magazine. He has traveled extensively to review the kits of others across the states and has been responsible for getting new fanciers started off on a good foot with birds and advice. Roger began his career in rollers as a young boy in the Canton, Ohio area, in the backyard of past old-timers such as Rush Carter and the like. Roger is one of the last of his era and a true ambassador of the sport. Along with his induction to the Hall of Fame, you have become a member of the election committee for future Hall of Famers. The committee consists of the club president, vice president, and the Hall of Fame members. Your induction is in memory of Rush Carter, one who has passed on but did much for our sport while he was here. Sincerely.
Your second Hall of Fame.
On this day, October, let it be known that all George Valeska has been inducted into the National Birmingham Club Hall of Fame. The most outstanding thing that can be said for George is that if it weren't for him, we most likely wouldn't be the club we are today. When George resumed the job of Secretary and Treasurer of the NBRC membership, it was at a low to the point of becoming no more. With membership about as low as 45, George began the task of putting out a bulletin that may regard as the finest in the fancy. All this accomplished with little funds, George and his family supplied the labor of love for our sport to the point of where it is today. The voice of the performing Birmingham Roller Fancy with membership at near 500 strong. George, we thank you for making our club what it is today. Along with his induction into the Hall of Fame, you have become a member of the election committee for future Hall of Famers. The committee consists of the club, etc., etc., etc. Thank you very much.
I think that's the least we can do for them. You guys want to put these on the stands and come out here and picture them?
See y'all roll, man.
No, it's all right.
I can tumble, but not roll.
I certainly appreciate it.
I never expected it. Sure glad it happened. Thanks a lot,
You
guys.
have any idea?
Heck no, I had no idea.
George?
No, I had no idea.
That's great.
No, I had no idea whatsoever.
How you doing there, fella?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right.
Hey, what?
Hold on just a second. Thank you, sir.
All right, what we
I
got?
said, sir.
Hey, you guys step back and get a look.
At my age, that's
Isn't that nice?
Oh,
Those pretty?
young man.
That's better. Next.
Are you going to tell me? I think we got to call man. I think there's people
Yeah.
What we've got planned for today, okay, from this point right here, we're leaving for, where's Tony? Joe
No, we're
Marlette's.
going to go Joe Marlette's house.
Go to Joe Marlette's house. From there, we go to Tony's house. Tony's got some food for us. I like it.
That's nice.
Watch some nice kids fly. Tony's got some Donnies we can watch fly. And tomorrow, some of you guys will stay up here. Some of you will go to Owensboro tonight. Tomorrow in Owensboro, the Bluegrass Roller Club, we fly our kids for you, and we got a big picnic. Outside type, got the plank set up on the board.
Barbecue
Chickens, barbecue, cokes, even some pigeons.
Are we coming back to after the black? You're really wrong
Whatever
there.
everybody wants to do.
I don't want to try to call you.
Now, hey, by the way, the picnic tomorrow is paid for by the NBRC. Something free. Okay?
I knew you guys could sprint for it.
The funds that we received from the videos that we've put out, that's what paid for these nice awards and our picnic. So I think it's really going to be great. First time we've had this many guys up here. Hope next year we can do it again. Okay? All right, let's get together and start getting our directions together.
From Delta, Pennsylvania.
Come on.
Okay, I'm Russ Rose from Langsburg, Michigan, and if you're interested in indigos, come and see me.
Come on.
Tony Ewan, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Come on, Walter.
I'm Walter Harder from Nokomis, Florida in the winter months, and Louisville, Ohio, a suburb of Canton in the summer months.
John Castro from Anderson, South Carolina.
Don Green from Easley, South Carolina.
Hi, I'm Ellis McDonald from Birmingham, Alabama.
Wally Ford, Akron, Ohio.
Jim Cox, Cincinnati, Ohio.
My name is Mike McClin from Rice Lake, Wisconsin.
Joe Bob Stuka, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Dean Basinger, Cloverdale, Ohio.
J.B. Patterson from Danville, Virginia. George Patterson from Carthage, North Carolina.
Morris DeReich from Schoolcraft, Michigan.
Luther Snell, York, Pennsylvania.
Thomas Robinson, Spring Grove, Pennsylvania.
Jim Sherwood, Norton, Ohio.
Brad Oberholzer, East Palestine, Ohio.
Russell Deaver, Brimfield, Indiana.
Roger Orwell Baker, Rosebud, Arkansas.
Estro Bruce, Florence, Kentucky.
Leonard Old Phelps, Columbus, Indiana.
Joan Valiska, Delta, Pennsylvania.
Mickey Adams, Chardon, Ohio. Hey, everybody, Larry Fowler, Richmond, Michigan.
Jim Palmer, Port Huron, Michigan.
Jerry Bayman. Jerry Bayman. Jerry, get over here.
Jerry Bayman, Maceo, Kentucky. Tony DeCero, Flying Circus Loft. Where am I supposed to be from? Sillersburg, Indiana. Thank you.
Everything. I get so nervous when I'm like,
It's a good thing you reminded him where he lived.
Ain't that the truth? Jerry Bayman, Maceo, Kentucky.
Carl Hardesty, Lewisport, Kentucky. Jim Schneider, Alamogordo, New Mexico. Well, that concluded the presentations. Following the presentations, everybody trucked on over to Joe Marlette's house. Joe's got a beautiful loft and some nice birds out there. He put these birds up, and his young kit got blown off for about 45 minutes. But after that, they came back and they flew around the loft and did some good performing for us.
Mom and Daddy in the boulevard.
You run up that day to get it. Louisville, ship will be at Anderson, South Carolina. Oh, we get. I had no action. Brad got $5,000 down for him. Yeah.
Whoa!
I hope that was a tortoise shell. Stay up that day. Cause the wind. Stay up.
There you go.
I fed them all.
Boy, that wind's about to blow me over.
That's weird, ain't it? The ones you fed are staying close to home, and the ones oh, you're not as big a liar as this. You're bigger. Tony kills weird. You saw a couple of black cops. There's a. What'd you get? Yeah, I've got one black cop. And I believe that's taking them back. Those cops, right? Those two are cops. I got a red. Got them out of the We'll go ahead.
A little slow right
I
now.
gotta go and get my shirt before we leave here.
Okay, I've got your videotape too.
Oh, good. Oh, jeez. I'd forget everything, you know that?
Here comes one. Get it?
Oh,
You get that?
You see the score?
I got a little of it, yeah.
Before you get every damn one.
Was doing
This is gonna be on the video, right? Come back there. I haven't been up a real shot at the guy. You know, years ago. And I just it's ridiculous. I ain't never heard of such a damn thing. I don't know. What is he going by? It ain't damn thing. And asked him now, what am I supposed to read for? What am I supposed to read for? Too close to the standard. Too close to the standard. What that damn judge said, the fellas were judging the king. That damn thing where, I mean, and I think that, how you going back, I think you can find out. Okay. It is definitely entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had trouble getting mine up because we've had up to 100-degree weather in our place for
Ooh.
a week and two at a time. Maybe I don't down that warm down in your place or not, but boy, it's been heck getting the birds up.
Not lately.
You can pick them, buddy.
Hi there, big boy.
They all got stand together real good too. Yeah, they scoot down behind those trees there and they get out of the wind.
Right.
And then they give a little more speed to come up over them again.
Gives them a little block
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, actually, we can't judge them. The birds are already kit. That's one of our rules is flying kit. If you lose them,
I'll give you it.
The next stop for our group was at Tony DeCero's Flying Circus Lofts. Tony put up a nice kit of birds and kept everybody entertained for the rest of the afternoon. Following the flying of the kits and everything, and a few dunnocks, Tony fed everybody, and everybody went on their way for filming over at Tony DeCero's. Pretty breezy right now. Birds are doing real well, though. Nice spin right there. Nice spin.
Get out the other way.
But I used to take, and I didn't bring one with me this morning, and I got up. Freezing thing for a while. I finally got up and started walking and walked it off.
Jim, get out and shoot a point. Jim, get out and shoot a point. Just shoot at the bird, the hawk. Safety's on. Keep John Castro out your way. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Wait, you say you was going? Yeah, but you go side. Are they okay? I want your opinion. Hey, I'm the most experienced in this, ain't I? I said, that's one of my birds. Yeah, it's been about 10, 15 feet nice fast. Yeah, he is a good looking bird. He spins. We have birds right there with the Light, yeah. Bottom, almost that. Got it.
Bright and early Sunday morning, everybody showed up at Jerry Bayman's house to watch his birds fly. His was the first fly of the day on Sunday, and he had a pretty good crowd show up there. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and he started things off with some good kidding and some good kit performance by his birds. We're over at Jerry Bayman's, and everybody's getting ready for the first morning kit fly on Sunday, National Young Bird Show.
to be your last, your last thing on earth. We're not having barbecue chicken.
How many? Next kid. 21.
Jerry releasing his first kid here.
You know I ain't.
See the place right here? No.
I see you ready. Got my gear on. What you do, crush your donuts? Already we're happy.
We're ready to register.
Wasn't that one of the questions you had on that piece of paper to ask him? John? No. Right here. Bring him good luck. Bring him good luck. Do it right. Yeah. All right. What are you doing there, guys?
I got that one.
You three bullet shots with a flashlight. And I got too many figures at home now, right?
There was one.
Yeah, they got mad.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Yeah, I got that one.
That was a cocktail one. That was the one right out in front. See how that bird went back in? Instead of chasing the kit from the back, you went around and the kit let the kit fly in.
You can't hold the car.
I like a bird.
Could you give me a soft drink? I'll take over shooting for a few minutes if you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
right side there, one time.
That's my neck. That's why I'm propped up here.
I reminded you guys last night when you left. About the time. Should have asked. He says, I think. It's flying nice. That's nice. Nice height, nice pitch, nice speed.
There you go.
I say 3 to 4. Maybe. That's why fly to fly. That's one red grizzle, I believe.
Hey, dude. Hey, Bob. Hey, fly up place. A lot. Yeah. I like that. That's that bird. Watch it. See how it goes back? See? That's that same bird. You see it get in front? Right around up. It's that same bird. 3 times it does. It rolled deep and went right around the front. Let it come into it. And it stays up front, too. It rolls from the front. That's the third time that bird done it. I can see it. It's right out front now. Right out in front of the hole. I guess you tell me watch big. It just dropped back a little bit. There it goes. Go. That was. I think it might be. Huh? Yeah, it had it down. Watch. See? See that? Watch it. There you go. See, but he come back into a turn. Boy, that red one went nice right there in the end. He waited the same way. I thought he was turning the wrong way to get away from the kid, but he wasn't. He was turning to wait for him.
Get my ride on these conditions.
He's right out in front now, right on the top. Just a little bit. A little bit on the left. Right out in front now on the left side. Right in that hole. And that's why they're hard to pick. They're not always leading right from the front. They can be a little bit either side. That one switched to some all right. It's tough over here with the rifle. We've been watching a couple of different birds. I think that last one that just went looked like the one that was going before, but it wasn't the same bird. That one switched a couple of times. That other one, all the times he went was really straight. There's only one way to get birds to get that. There's only one way to get birds to get like that. It's the easiest thing to get. All you have to do is kill the ones that don't. I think that was him there, Joe. I think that was him, the one that's out now on the bottom. I think that was him again. No, he rolled again. There. Watch him go up front. No, he rolled up there again. See if he goes up front.
The problem with that bird is you couldn't watch it.
There he goes again. Short one there.
Oh. This hang on.
There he is. He went up front.
Bill.
Or they just hanging on each other's shoulders.
Yeah, everybody already has one of these.
Right up front. Right up front now.
And they still tiptoed out, I bet.
No, well, he stuck with me. He was there all night.
Come over there. You guys are picking on it.
No, we weren't there.
Wally makes these noises. Go fly today.
You've seen this before? No. Watching them? Yeah, a little bit. Still watch the people who think they're home turn. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. That's interesting. One thing I'm always fascinated about is so many different things that go on. People really, there's people really into it. I mean, I think it's good to know. And I don't know anything about that. These people are no family. You know, I can, in your case, I won't have those rosters. Go to a meeting and whatever. I got a bird to send me. Oh, really?
They go, yeah.
I don't know yet. Find out.
Yeah, the
That's a
red
top dog.
I raised youngsters from them at 15.
The only self up there is that Neely that was the last one in the house. I think everything else is white flag.
Yeah.
Hawk somewhere. Hawk somewhere. Hawk. Hawk somewhere. Wow.
Donington was just coming out.
Whoa. It's a hawk somewhere.
So we don't throw a channel. Try to get somebody to set up this little fella here.
Maybe it was that outbird. That one that just rolled. Maybe he's the one that's scared. He stayed out. You know, like I said, I got those rib skills. It doesn't take me long to learn it. I think they were flawed. Yeah, look at that one in the middle.
Carolina Club.
Like take it back to South Carolina. I got a little wire cage.
What's your name?
I'll tell you what.
She's an almond hen. Tony bred her, you know, like I say, got 27 moves.
Yeah.
She was
John?
best bred.
Where's John at? Hey, Randy.
John who?
This John.
She was way beyond the best bred with, you know. Yeah, the almond hen was. But, you know, like Tony said, you raise your bird from any of them. You know, you raise better than any of them. She was the best bred. See, I only had the cock. I got two hen on. I've got a young bird right now.
I know I watch a lot of these. All different
Yeah, if anybody's got room, invite somebody to ride with them.
Where's Jim Snyder?
Right here.
Jim Snyder.
You're probably for that little portion right there.
Hey, Jim Snyder!
That little spot.
Hey, Jim Snyder!
Jim Snyder. Painting Jim Snyder.
They are down in perfect filming range. What do you want me to do? Be ready in a second, Carl.
2 weeks, Jewish
Get rid of all those comments.
Is that all the papers?
Yeah.
Jim Sherwood.
Okay.
Give her the camera.
Hey, Sandy, would you take a few shots for me? All right. You ready, boys and girls?
Just a second.
The next stop on Sunday morning was over at Carl Hardesty's. Carl put up quite a few birds, and a little while later in the morning he put up some deep ones for Walter Harder and a couple of the other boys had come in to see something really go deep. We all had a good time standing out in Carl's field.
We try and do bring him down, boy.
Free roll.
Right there. It'll take a couple minutes to settle down.
Right out there. Right? Solid like there.
Well, it's got to be working, Carl.
Ah, you see that one?
Oh, there she goes.
He's breaking a lot better. I think they're a little stiff.
How long have you kept them on?
A day, but Tony, they've been working better when I fly them straight too. Spinning tube.
Easy. Every time you move, I move.
Okay.
Hey. How close can you pull those in?
Right now, the kit fills the screen.
Really? I got it.
Yeah.
I ain't thrown the deep ones out yet. How
I
deep?
don't have any deep ones. They only go 30 foot.
They're not. This kit's not that deep.
You had 8 when I started. Those you better hang on those.
It's going to take them a little bit, couple of more time to settle down.
Ooh, good one. That's sail. Good roll.
Yeah, there's 2 selfs up there.
They're not working
26
together.
birds, Kyle?
Huh?
26?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Well, they were so much better Thursday and Friday.
I don't want to hear that shit.
They were, man, they were really hitting it Thursday and
Better
Friday.
than fireworks.
These birds, if I fly them straight through, they do better. Anytime I put them up for a day, they fall apart for a while.
Well, you should have learned by now.
Well, see, I was in Louisville. Now, with Hawks, I hate to have Stevens fly them for me.
Where's the cheerleaders, Kyle?
They're up there. Tighten up, guys.
Oh, look at that sail. Good. Good.
Hey, you guys, I
Man,
saw
good one.
Carl.
No, I know that.
They're not doing as good.
Is it self a hen or a cock?
There's cocks and hens up there. There's 5 selfs up there.
The self. Oh, 5?
I get as many cocks as I do hens. I get equally good cocks. There's probably half cocks up there and half hens.
There's 1 self there that's rolling a lot.
Uh-huh. There's a dark one. There's a dark one up there that's probably a little bit deeper, maybe a little better than the other 4. The other 4 are probably a little bit more shallow.
Is it deeper on the cock or hen?
Cock. My cocks. Now they're going to start working now. Slow the flying down. This thing, you leave them up and they gain that little bit of body weight back, and then they pick up a little bit faster flying. I have them down good on the body.
That's why it doesn't work on the video. You can see what's going right here when the sun's up and right there.
I got 5 birds now.
How many birds they got up there, Carl?
Huh?
How many birds got up there?
26. Yeah, I know, John. I ain't got time to fly them like that, though.
I got a big pot, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There
people
they go.
here, right, outstanding in your field. I wonder why.
Standing in my field.
There's a lot of them laying down, too.
This isn't even his field. They're not.
Is that what that man is with the shotgun behind him? No, he's coming to charge admission.
Kid good, Carl.
Well, they're a little shaky on the kidding right now. There's a couple birds out. It shouldn't be.
Majority are doing good.
Is that what you call them, little shaky Kyle?
There you go.
Oh!
They don't look for the same thing. There's a rule.
Birds, Carl.
Huh? No, it runs them, John. They get too hot. They can't handle it. These guys are blue collar rollers. The harder you work on, the better they are. And if I put them up a day, it does make a difference. Usually, if they fly 15 minutes or so, they settle back down.
Yeah.
I can usually tell by the speed they're flying and the kidding that they're doing, what they're going to do. And they're a little too fast, the kidding will slop.
That's too fast, girl?
Yep, sure
That's
is.
too fast, yeah.
When my birds are right, they'll just about sit in one spot and spin. Thursday and Friday, that's what they were doing. They were just sitting in a spot and breaking it, regrouping and breaking. But I picked them up last night when I got home. I could tell they gained a little bit of fight.
Well, they're getting altitude all the time. Like they should skip it. You got to shrunk up. Well, we should get up that time.
They're growing higher and higher.
Can they bring him down?
We try and do bring him down, boy?
Oh, there's some deep ones there.
Oh.
It's a little while to get up
Oh, did you see that back one? Oh, that was a hell of a roll. Outstanding.
I want you to see my Donnet Ken.
I saw a black one up there that did like a Donnet. Blackjack. before it spun, it went whoop.
They're looking at the high ones instead of the low ones. They were incredible Thursday, Friday. Yeah, they'll bring them high ones down. Not flying. Hey there.
Jerry's going to buy up a whole lot of copies of that newspaper, you know now? He said he thought they had so many up there that he could see video or whatever they didn't have.
There you go. Is that deep enough, Walter?
That's coming all the way.
Look at it. Look at it.
Walter! Is that deep enough? Man, I just don't like it.
Which one is it?
The little blue bar here? Yeah. I flew last year.
The white one?
Well, it might have been.
See, we're all knowledgeable roller guys, and what are we watching?
Not me. I'm watching
The low. Yeah, we should be watching those high ones because that's where all the quality is.
But Carl knows how to get people's attention.
Hey, I know
He
last year.
shovels the poop and people look at it.
Yeah, but
Some of the guys.
Yeah,
like,
but we shouldn't. See,
Hey,
we're all
that's
supposed to be knowledgeable.
To me, it's like an entertainment thing. Some of the guys like them like that, so shoot, I keep a couple of them flying.
Yeah, well, I like them. There it is, right into the tree top. I think 20 and working like that.
Yeah, that's a good fit up there. And really, there's 3 of these birds. There's only 2 of those birds that are special. The other 3 are fine. I should have gone with them.
Y'all want some?
We haven't seen any roll yet.
Oh, it all been spin. It's all been spin.
That dark bird's good.
Huh? No, it didn't. But it did not. Not the one I was watching. He was right over the kid. They came right back into him.
Well, you probably think you're seeing one, but they're all about the same. The darker ones are a little bit deeper. You can pick one out solid.
Like that black one going to judge.
Hey, I want to entertain everybody too. It's an entertainment, buddy.
Doesn't get very good, though.
No,
I know.
No, you only got 2 that stay down. The rest of them are going up.
Yeah.
There's no problem.
Well, it's screwing up the kidding of the others. I'm mixed up with them.
You don't too often see him get excited.
I don't want to leave anybody out
They'll
either.
tighten up. They're not kidding. Tighten up.
Bye.
Not break.
I don't want this to advertise. You gotta see what's coming up.
Still ain't getting it all. No, because the birds in the middle and back are breaking first.
I said the birds in the middle and back are breaking first. The middle breaks, then the back breaks. Those four or five front birds aren't busting. If they get real tight, they'll start turning each other right
No,
on.
you left last night.
That's, well, there's a bunch of white. You got a white looking belly?
It's almost white, looks like.
Okay, that's, yeah, she's a little saddle like you. She's out of 74 and 51. There's a little better.
See those front birds?
Now, the other day, Thursday and Friday, they were just, now, it looks like they're starting to do it.
They're slowing down.
The other day, they just sit there and sprint. They just hung in the spot.
That's what they're starting to do now. Look, they're just making a short little circle.
Yeah.
Drawing flies.
They were milling.
I know it. A bee.
Now they're gonna go. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't no good. I
Now
haven't
that's
seen
what
a
they.
hole yet.
Yesterday they were making almost 3, if not consistently off the fly. Not yesterday, Thursday, Friday they were doing like 3/4 turns 3 times a minute in the spot. And then they fly with it. They break, break mill, break mill, break mill.
That was like them pigeons. Everybody got one.
Stay on spot.
Yeah, and you can't hit them deep. I like deep birds going around. Can't have not real. Not.
Well, the only bad part about it is
Oh, where we going next, guys?
Last year when
One
we
after
checked
that was the appetizer. They brought all the most of it.
there's one of the huge things.
Oh gosh.
that's probably that blue bar.
Tried to see.
Smart enough.
I'm the daddy.
Oh.
Larry. I know it. He is. He wants to rid of Roo.
And if it's got it, you should show it.
Dude, these birds are fun.
Camera, that's why
According to how you fly them, you can get the depth out of them, or you can get the breaks out of them.
Anybody got that many good at home in one place? Anybody? Raise your hand. I ain't seen it in a long, long time.
Hey, how much is he paying you today?
I didn't see you raise your hand, Tony.
You didn't look hard enough. I raised
That's
it.
your hand.
What? Oh, jeez, I wish.
There we go. Now she cut a decent video. She's still coming.
It's still going.
She can. Well, he's got same birds, and those are going like 40 foot or so. But he's not feeding his the same way I'm feeding mine.
You feed more protein, aren't you?
Right now, they should be feeling like they just run the Boston Marathon. They should.
The other thing. But he goes about 40 feet.
Jason, hey, you can send me stuff on Thursday and Friday. It's hard to believe.
How you been? Y'all staying busy?
I'm gonna revive them.
Yeah.
I told her.
Hey, Larry, I think you're having a revival.
They were lower than that.
He's the main one, isn't he?
I mean,
The hottest has got a cult
you know,
going.
They were power. Thursday and Friday night was power breaking.
Yeah.
They
He's
were
up on the
Thursday and Friday they just floated. And when I picked them up last night, I got home before they popped away.
And that was all for Carl's kit. The last part of that section had no audio due to the fact that everybody was packing up to leave just about the time the birds came down to where they could be filmed. The audio got unplugged, and I just went ahead and filmed without it. Next stop was at Larry Hubbard's house. Larry had some real nice lofts and put up a nice kit of birds that flew real low. They were real easy to film and got some good footage of a few good turns in there. Hope you enjoy it.
This new facility came down there and checked the
Do your thing, Jim.
rollers.
It's going.
Go with me. So I said, okay, I'll go.
I'm going right up over the top.
Telephone over, is that a wide area? We got Jay Keeper come down from yeah, he always used to get Jay. Now the guy that used to
These are Larry Hubbard's birds.
I have one here and one here. I thought that was ridiculous. The bird going into like 5. Yeah, and then like the 4th, 9th. Yeah, second. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. 2 at a time. I had to send one bird, and they do it the same every year. Drop like the.
Yeah, they are.
The right. Look, this is the guy I had.
Hey, Larry, what's those little dark birds?
Real high? Not real high, like
They're dark.
yeah,
They
they're
got
on the edge of being too high before they
big,
really get going.
blue checks or whatever. Mixed tail or what?
Yeah, I got that.
Come up a little long.
They're doing pretty good now.
Yeah, they're getting hot.
These all young birds.
Yeah, it was. I think they fly too fast. They need to win. That was the way those guys come out. The rollers could do that after it become windy, so it could come right down. Yeah, I was telling you that last night. Yeah, and then they get fast. Sort of make a major change, like squatting. A lot of birds like when you look at Larry's done some work since last year. Last year they were rolling down there. Oh, they got done one again.
These are all young birds.
wants to drive to my house. Yeah. Like Fidel with a big cigar coming. Get out of here. How you doing? I don't know how I'm doing. I was better yesterday than I was today.
Are these your daughters or are these yours? Everything.
Is that it? I love it. I love it. I like them. I don't get that yet. Remember that? I definitely forgot. We'll have 8 hours of repeat on this parent level learning.
The guys up here. You're going to take George to here later.
Yeah, I had to think about it 30 minutes before I called out. I said, what did you say? Oh, a while ago.
You're moving pretty fast right now, kind of low.
When you said the white
Bulletins are late.
Next stop of the day was at Bill Zogelman's house. Bill has some beautiful birds and had a really nice loft with a lot of nice custom woodwork that he had done himself. His birds put on a pretty good show, and we all had a good time there too. Over at Bill Vogelman's, he's just now putting his kit up.
How many more hundreds? That's just one.
Got quite a few birds in there.
There you go, look at that. Not me, he will. You heard of mine. That's why you can't see him.
It might be easy.
Jesus, Jim, you're gonna break your back.
It's starting to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
There went a good one right there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Got a good one hanging back there.
Mm-hmm.
At least that, I would say.
When he first threw him up, he had a white or a real light red or real light color.
It was red check.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Tight.
I saw it go off.
I ain't seen much out of it since.
Back with the kit. Some good roll right there.
Okay, that's the one you saw. He switches a couple times, but this one here did a couple times.
Oh, look at him, just constant.
What's that? He had already landed and he went back up.
Just constantly somebody coming out.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it is. It looks like one of those crests. There he goes. There he goes.
Well, that concludes the filming of the kit flies for the National Young Bird Show NBRC get-together. The last thing on the agenda was the picnic over at Jerry's and the drawing for the kit. And you'll see that in just a moment.
You hit the bypass, you go around the bypass, you'll see a sign that Green River Park.
I'm sorry.
He's not married to me. He's
Who
married
you stealing over there? Where you learn that from? Pennsylvania?
It's a toll road now. You'll have to pay about $1.50 toll to go through. And you run right into 65.
Toll road goes to 65.
Yes, sir. Right into 65.
Go 60 to Orangeburg bypass. On the Orangeburg bypass. Draw it out for us.
Get on the bypass and go to the Green River Park.
Hang on.
You'll see the bypass.
Okay. And then
The heavy cardboard one at the bottom.
take it to 65.
Give it a 10.
That's 20.
Right here.
65, you want 65 south. You go right. 65 south, you go right in. You want to go to Nashville or around it?
What Birmingham?
What you want to pass.
665 take me all the way to Roller Pigeon.
So.
All right, everybody in?
I know it.
Does everybody trust this young lady?
No. You're in trouble.
Okay.
Where's Jerry? We can ask Jerry.
Get one.
Joe Marlin.
Oh, it's not mine.
Dun, 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 dun. Drum beat.
That's a roar. We're making a lot of noise.
Russell. Devers.
All right.
There you go.
Congratulations, buddy.
You don't have a good kid.
Second place? No.
Their fault.
And the ball kit.
Well, you'll get that if
Did
it's
you want them?
Yeah.
I just won.
Congratulations.
I only had my name in there 5 times.
Where's Jerry at? Let's go get the birds and bring them out here.
Damn, that's the last time I ever bring you.
One other thing I almost forgot to mention. The NBRC and our kit flies made it into the front page of the Owensboro Messenger Inquirer. Sure did make a big splash in that area. I hope we're all going to be back there next year and have a good time like we did this year. Okay, here's where a little bit of our slow motion will come in. This bird is not the fastest, but you'll be able to watch him come through. We're going to step frame this through here. You can see his wings coming up. Then as the bird comes over, his wings flatten out. This is fairly typical of a lot of birds that I've seen roll, especially in the slow motion. Now here he's about to come out of the roll. It's kind of flopping and flipping around from side to side. Got his tail flared out. Okay, now we get to watch that same roll coming through at normal speed. There it went right there. Doesn't take very long to get through. Same roll again. Alright, now here's the same roll again. Once again in slow motion. Only we're going to step through this one frame by frame. That'll let us look at the strokes a little bit closer and see just what he's doing. Okay, there his wings are tight, tips are touching, bird's coming over nice. There he spreads. Now typically they seem to be doing this when they come back and they're facing a normal flying direction with their feet down and their head up on top in a normal flying pattern. Then the wings go back up again and strokes on through. You'll see this bird does this almost every time through. And it's fairly common in the roll. Now here he's actually starting to flare out of it a little bit. Gets sideways a little. And he comes out of it. Bird in the background you see there on the right has his wingtips up together. And that's the end of it. But another slow motion scene here. And this bird's a little strange. He doesn't seem to want to tuck his head back. His tail comes up nice. He goes through the roll fairly good, but he may not be anywhere near as fast as he should be. Bird will be coming into view in just a moment here. There he is right there. So you can see his tail is off to the right. Wings are pointing out to the left, and the head is almost straight up from the body. Goes over again. There he is, starting to flare his wings on the bottom like the other birds do. Notice the tail is partially flared, which seems to be common in most of the birds, even when they're rolling. The one feather tail width doesn't seem to hold true, and almost all the birds seem to have their tails flared out 5 or 6 feather width at least, and I don't think that this has any problem with slowing their body down because their body's at least that wide. There's no increase in friction. But if you notice the head here, it's pointing almost straight out, not in a very good tucked position. There he goes again. You can see the tail off to the right, wings still slightly flared, and the head almost straight up. Going over again, and he continues this way all through the film. There he's starting to flare out some. Trying to get back to the kit. Now that was actually a fairly clean flare out. He had no problems with it. Now we'll watch that in a second in regular motion, and you'll see how quickly this goes through. There he went right there. This is probably considered an X-wing bird. He's not really very fast, but he still has the rolling style. Looking at him from the ground, he'd probably have a high X-wing. Okay, our next slow motion scene is kind of interesting. There's 2 or 3 birds in this one. And we'll take it through and step frame it through the first time. These birds are just a touch farther than the best filming range, but you'll be able to see fairly good some of the rolling action. There goes bird over on the upper right. You can see the head bent back. The tail's a narrow band just underneath the left side of the body, and the wings are in the upright position as the bird thrusts himself over. There his wings are flaring a little bit as he comes over. He's continuing. There he's head down again, and the bird in the middle of the picture is starting to roll, wings together. Going over back, you can see the tremendous arch on the tail forming a C shape. It looks real good from here. That bird going over, the bird on the upper right, you see bent again, head up, tail up, wings stretched out forward, still arched over. Bird in the center, very good arch, very good C-frame. I have yet to see a head and tail touch. I have seen some that have gotten very close, but I have quite a bit more filming to do, and I've got a lot of really good birds that I want to get up in the air and get some film of them. Later on this year I'll be able to see just exactly what they're doing. There once again the bird in the middle. As you notice, the angle on the birds is twisting a little bit. What's doing this is the birds were in a turn along with the kit, and as they come around with the turn, their bodies will turn with it. If the kit had been flying straight, then they wouldn't have had this problem. Same sequence of rolling in regular speed. There it is. Just takes a second to be over with. And now we'll go back and go through it at a slower speed on the same sequence. Slow motion, but a little bit faster than the step frame. Be able to put things together a little bit. Okay, bird climbing. There he is on the upper right, the first one to start. And as they come through, pick up the speed a little bit, and then pull out. Slow motion scene also has a few birds in it. We're coming up on it as the kit turns and faces the other direction. There goes a bird down at the bottom. Okay, do a stop frame. Now there's one bird in mid-stroke there, going over. This is more looking from the bottom side. And as you can see, each bird, the one in the middle and the one on the lower right, flares the wings slightly as they come over, then strokes back up into the arch with a C pattern. The bird on the lower right, you can see the tail extending down, the head arched back. Looks fairly tight from there. Wings are just about touching. Looks real good. Comes over and flares out. Now I don't think that we see the flare tendency in the roll due to the wing speed at this point, but it will take and give a bird an X-wing pattern and widen the pattern out some. I think with more filming I can catch some birds that are very, very tight, and you can see them both in fast motion and in slow motion, and I think the wing pattern will be a little different. I need to do some more filming in order to get the best, because they have to be filmed ideally close up under good light conditions. Now here's a good shot for filming. This bird here with a mixed tail is the one we saw earlier that keeps his head straight out, but he'll be joined by another bird in the roll that has a lot better style than he does. Here comes the other bird. Okay, starts over. So you can see the head is still maintaining straight, actually a little below the body right there. Now here goes the other bird over. For the first wing stroke, it seems like the head does not go back to the tail. The thrust is forward and up, and the head stays fairly straight. See the bird in the middle at the top there. The tail is back, the legs are down, and the wings are stretched forward and high. Next stroke over, you can see how the head is starting to arch back towards the tail as the wings stroke through, and the head and tail get a lot closer. Below that, on the little bit on the left, you can see the mixed tail white flight bird still doesn't have his head back, and through this whole scene he never will. A little bit of twisting in our, looks like a red checker bird there in the center. Each time they go over, there's a real good shot of the head and tail getting very close together. That would give quite a bit of rumor to the whole theory if the bird's actually rotating around that circle. But I don't want to get involved in that right now. I'm just presenting this as slow motion pictures. Flaring out as it goes over, tail still very much high on the red checker. And if you'll notice, the wings are flaring out again. Now the birds bring the wings together, head way back, goes over again. Bird seems to tuck fairly well when he gets back. Notice the feet were out the whole time. Now the bird's starting to flare out, and he's coming through. That same sequence, when you watch it in regular motion, won't take very long at all. There they go. And now presented in a little bit faster slow motion than we watched the first time. Mixed tail bird going over, red checker starting. Slow motion fun with Carl. He's out tossing out some of the deep ones that he put up. But we're going to make it work another way. Go ahead, Carl, toss that bird up. Up he goes. Here comes the last two. But Carl's out in his field catching the ones that are a little too deep. Way to go, Carl. Good catch. Here he goes. Boy, Carl can grab him every time. Hope you enjoy this one, Carl. It's a shame we can't make it good and clear. Okay, we've got a couple of Joe Marlette's birds here that are coming up. Got one bird looks pretty good in this group. Another bird that's not quite as tight, but still doesn't look too bad. It's got several here that are going over. There's one in the right on the middle, one in the very middle, dark bird. Upper left from that, just a touch, and in the upper left corner up there. And then right in the middle on the left. Quite a few birds were going over at the same time. Here you can see the arch of the tail and the one in the center coming on over. Now, this to the right of the one in the center, you can see the C frame with the wings extended upwards to the left. That bird seems to tuck fairly tight as it goes down. One below it is arching over. Bird on the very top left is starting to roll. Got C frame being shown on both the birds on the middle right. Wings up and extended, tail out on the bird on the bottom in the center. C-frame style, the bird in the center, light colored bird, is turning towards us just a little bit, but you can still see the tail wrapped around in the back. Tucked pretty tight there, going through. It's a good shot of both birds in the center. And the black above that. All three of them showing the same style. Tightest one's the one nearest the center. Ones above and below are a little bit looser, the dark bird and the light one on the bottom. Almost a full turn in this group. All the birds eventually started doing something. Now we'll go back and we'll film it at a faster regular speed. Okay, it'll only take a second to go through this. Here we go. And there goes the break. That's all there is to it. We'll just do a quick rewind here. Go back past it. Watch it again. Kick some slow motion in. But they're already out of it. Just go through it too quick. Rewind again. Now we've got slow motion before the scene ever starts. And here they come. Second bird from the bottom is the best one out of that group. Sorry, Joe, I can't identify it from this picture. Background's too dark. You'll have to guess which one it is. These are a couple shots from my kit earlier this fall. The dark colored bird there is doing pretty good. We'll take him back to slow motion here and see what he does. You can see just how it is working out for that slow motion of the same group. Bird's in the upper part of the kit up front. There he goes over. You can see the C-frame in the bird. Right there again, wings pointed up in the sky. Head to the left, tail to the right. Going over, spreading the wings a little bit. Still going. Now the bird's coming right back to the kit. Bird above it rolling. You can see the wings tucking up and then spreading out as the bird comes over. Here's that scene in standard motion again. Bird looks pretty good when he's coming out. There's some birds up at Tim Greenlee's house. The black that you'll see here is out of my family of birds. There he goes, starting over. You can see the head is still straight. The tail is starting to arch and the wings are out. Now the head starts to come back towards the tail. The wings are down. Stroking through a little bit, reaching out. Bird up above it is starting to go over. You can see the typical C shape. Here's the same scene coming up in standard motion. Group of birds at Tim Greenlee's place. Same black will be going over. Okay, here he goes. Right there he's upside down. Does a few extra flips before he's all finished. Going back over right now. Notice the width of the tail. Wings partially stretched out to the side as he cruises over. From this angle it looks like the wingtips are crossing, and they may be. Just going through a full stroke. Back over one more time. And right back into the kit. Scene is in standard motion. Here goes the black. And back into the kit. We'll end up this slow motion segment with this one last bird. Then we'll put on some of Tony DeCero's Dunnocks. This bird really isn't very outstanding, but it shows the wing stroke very well. We can step through it very slowly. It does about 3 flips here in succession and doesn't look very outstanding, but the wing stroke is very well defined due to the dark back area in the white wings. So we'll step through this first time. Okay, there's the first upward stroke to propel the bird over. Going over, the shoulders are hunched, wings are semi-folded and pointed past the head of the bird. You can see the wings extended. Coming over, the bird flares out. It actually starts another stroke. Wings coming in, going back over. Tucked in very nice there. Head very close to the tail. Wings pointed down, tips flaring out a little bit. There the bird straightens out some with the wings down. Prepares for another stroke. Goes back over one more time. And tucks on through. Now that same scene in slow motion, but nowhere near as slow as we looked at it last time. Look a little bit smoother this time. Bird's preparing. Doing the first stroke right now. Over, over, tucked, and out. And now in standard motion. Here comes the bird. And it's through that quick. Looks a little bit sloppier when you look at it in regular motion. A lot of X-wing there. That's all the slow motion we have for this time. I'll work on it and get back with you. Jacero's Dunnocks. They put on a pretty good show for everybody on Saturday and on Friday afternoon for those of us who got there early. You'll see a few of them come down here in a second. If I can, I'll slow some down for a little bit of slow motion. Here comes one. Nice spiral. They sure are hard to keep a camera on. And they put on a really good show. Tony likes to fly them 25 at a time instead of 3 to 5 at a time like most everybody else does. It gets a little bit exciting to watch the whole group come down at you. And these birds are all over the sky. Thank you, Tony, for a real good show. Some slow motion, and this is slow motion, even though it doesn't look like it. Some of Tony's Dunnocks, I believe they call this an axial rotation. Normal speed, this bird is really moving. I'd like to thank Joe Marlette, Carl Hardesty, and George Valiska for their company and for the entertainment they provided. I'd like to thank all the NBRC members for coming to the National Young Bird Show get-together. I think everybody there had a really good time. I hope to see everybody next year, 1988. We're out at Rex Haas's house in Anson, Texas, and he's about to fly his kit for us. This is Rex here, and he's standing in front of his new loft that he built just last year. He's real happy with it, and we'll show you some of the insides a little bit later on. As we swing around here, these are the kit lofts that he used to be flying out of, and he still has a couple of kits into them. And he's going to fly one of those kits for us today. So we'll just wait a few minutes, and he'll get them up in the air. Okay, Rex put up a 12-bird holdover kit for us. These 86 birds, Rex?
84, 5s, and 6s.
Okay. Well, we'll see how they do. It's an overcast day, so I'm filming at a slower film speed. How long have they been out of the molt, Rex?
Some of them are still in it. Most of them have been out a couple weeks.
Okay. Got a couple of flights still to go on a few?
Yeah.
You got a few looking pretty active up there.
There's a few good spinners in there. They're not going up well today.
You gonna build this up with some more youngsters later on, or?
Yeah, I've got some more breeders in there that are going to be flying with them this winter.
That looked pretty good.
There's a few of them in there that are turning pretty good. This is really the remains of a 2022 bird kit I had earlier this year.
They're real frequent.
They're working a little today, that's for sure. They're not going up much.
Yeah, they're staying low. Well, the breeze is just now starting to pick up.
Yeah, at least we're seeing some action. In a little bit. They dip down behind the trees from time to time.
Oh, nice roll there.
Yeah, there's a little spangled hen in there. She's an 84 hen. She's been put back in the air this fall. She's a good little spinner. There's a good spin.
Yeah, I missed that. I was just above her. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, you guys, get up there.
Oh, this is perfect height for picking them out with the camera.
Yeah, there. Maybe we'll see something right over there. There's a couple breeders in there that aren't back in condition well yet.
Yeah.
There's a little spangled hen.
Yeah, I was above her. She's hanging behind the kid a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's spinning real nice.
I'll just follow her for a minute.
There she is, there by herself.
Yeah, I got her.
Maybe she'll crank one for us. She's on top.
Yeah, I got her.
Yeah. Whoop.
Okay, I moved it up to 1/1000 shutter speed here, and we'll see how much difference we got when we go to do some slow motion action on it. Down behind the trees.
They'll get out from behind the tree. Move over this way.
I got them coming in.
Okay.
They're going to come up here where I can see them anyway.
Yeah, if they'll just do something.
There they go. Couple of good ones there.
Come up. That kill deal put them up. Let's see something now. There's a good spot.
Yeah, that looked good. I caught part of that. That looked real good.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice spin.
Which one was that?
That's the little black self. No. That's the little blue checker hen.
Okay.
That one is from Jim Williams, Jack and Annette stuff.
One of the small ones?
Yeah, she's small.
Yeah.
She's a real nice bird.
Pick up on your spangle hen here again. She seems to be out flying a little bit, but she's still working.
She's just been in there a couple of weeks. Come up here and
There she goes.
There's a dun hen in there that spins real nice too. I don't know. With the overcast skies, they all look the same.
Yeah.
Got a bird that won't fly to the kit. Starting to slow down a little bit now. They're not working as much. They should have turned there.
Hi, this is Jim Schneider again, and I've got some more slow motion stuff for you guys who really enjoy it. This is filming I've done through December, January, and February. These are my birds out of my kit, and I can't say I was totally happy with all their performance, but a few of them turn over pretty good. So we'll do some slow motion for you here and see what you think. Okay, looking back through that section we just did in the introduction. A couple of interesting performing birds there. Bird on top, on the left-hand side, just starting to go over. Okay, clearing. He's clearing the other bird now. Coming through, you can see wingtips touching. Fairly good arch on the tail. Flared out a little bit, going for another stroke as he goes over. Coming back through. Okay, this blue check with the white flights, it's on top. Starting through. He rolls a little crooked as he goes through this time, but part of that's because, as you can see, the kid is turning to the right. His body was turned as he started this roll. Now there's an interesting bird going across the screen. You can see just about your donut hole roll right there. Tail curled over and the head almost straight with the body, but arched a little bit. There the bird looks like he's balled up, but actually is a little sideways to us. Now this is mostly overhead, so the angle's a little deceiving sometimes. Here's the same group of birds caught in another scene coming over. The bird you see on the right there with his wings pointed to the right hand side and his head arched up and tail back over. Rolls about 10 revolutions a second. Most of these birds that are looking pretty good, or rolling between 9 and 11 revolutions a second. A good solid roller will roll somewhere in that range. Spinners probably up in 11, 12 revolutions a second. Okay, now we're coming up on an excellent scene. It was real close, real good motion. And here it is in slow motion. This is definitely the best way to watch this scene. It happens so quick. Now we'll step frame through the same group of scenes. First bird going over. Being joined by a second and a third. There goes a fourth on lower right. These birds get very close to the camera. Good action scene here. You can actually see some of the feathers ruffling on their wings. Really good style on the bird on the lower right. A lot of it has to do with the angle that you're looking at these birds at. You can see the feathers ruffled on the red checker at the top. And he's pulling out. Here's a couple of the birds going a little bit deeper in standard motion. That didn't look too bad. Here's a nice slow motion scene coming up. One of the birds will be rolling right in the middle of the screen. Looks pretty good. There goes one bird over. There he goes right there, just behind the wire. We'll step frame this through and see how he looks. Head up nice, tail back. Good C frame there. Head and tail almost touching. Almost touching again. Good arch on that bird. There he goes. Okay, same bird in standard motion, and goes through that fast. Okay, this is actually on a different day, even though it looks quite a bit the same. You can see the bird in the middle of the kit there going over. Good C frame on this one. This points out the need of slow motion filming needing to be very close.